when people ask, why do I take a train? I say, try doing this from an airplane. It's not as much fun. What a great way to see the world. It's only a 45-minute hop to Padang Besar to get to the Malaysian side train, and I am loving this. If you ever have a chance to do this in Southeast Asia, by all means, take advantage. Here I am in Malaysia. Welcome to Malaysia, Padang Besar. And now from one train to another. I am taking this sleek looking train all the way to Kuala Lumpur, and it should be about a 5.5 hour trip.
Electric train.
Electric, but is it?
Not as fast as the ones in China.
Ah.
This one, the maximum speed is 150. China's can go until 350.
This one I'm not going to be able to stick my head out of, I can tell you that. It is a 5.5 hour trip to Kuala Lumpur. Padang Besar is on the border with Thailand. I just took a 45-minute ride to here from Hat Yai. I'm hoping that this gets us there. It's a good ride, and we'll see the lap of luxury. They're air conditioned, nicely padded. There's a little buffet car way up here. I'm way in the back for what it's worth. It was very tough to get a ticket. There were none on the day I wanted to go. There were 3 on this train left when I bought my ticket. So I gobbled it up, took what I could. The train was very careful to ask you your gender. Apparently you can refuse, if you're a female, to sit next to a man. So that's one of the selecting patterns. I'm looking forward to this trip. All the seats look like they're riding backwards in this case. Here's my friend Jessica.
Welcome, inbred to Malaysia. Half the train facing forward, half the train will facing backwards. Hopefully, the train system in US will improve to the level of the trains in China.
Go online to the train authority. No third party needed, nothing like that. You just go, you book, it's going to be the best rate, and they have the inventory if they have the inventory. This is a easy time to live in with internet. This fancy table seat isn't my seat. I booked way too close to the deadline to actually get something as nice as this. But if you get it, it's great. We have a lot of stops ahead where people will begin to fill this up, which is why I couldn't get it, but it's empty now. All the room you could imagine. This table is really nice, but once again, not my seat. Beautiful, beautiful country. Lush green. Looks like there's some mountains up ahead. Not Rockies or Alps kind of mountains. Pretty substantial. This is a really smooth ride. This ticket cost me $42, and it's 5.5 hours. My tickets to Southeast Asia were about $500 a piece, so that's $1,000 in. I paid an extra $100 to get some extra leg room. My hotel stays are averaging about $20 a night. Some I've gotten for $13. I haven't had a bad hotel in the bunch. This is a great, great time to be traveling. Everything can be done from your phone as far as logistics. You don't have to sweat things out. It's almost a little bit too easy. There's no puzzle to figure out. In the old days, you had to figure out puzzles, how to get from A to B. Here, you just do it the best way you can on the phone. Something so soothing, the sway of the train. Why can't we do this in the United States? I don't know. Well, that obviously was a premium class. They do have that. I didn't realize it was on this train, but they're 2-1, so every seat is a little bit wider. 5 hours, pretty good deal. Certainly you could fly, but 3 hours getting to the airport and waiting at the airport. the hour flight and then getting out of the airport. This takes you right to the heart of the city. And in a completely uneventful ride, we made it to Kuala Lumpur. I just asked if the stairs weren't working to be funny, and it turns out the actual stairs are closed and only the escalator is working right now. How can the stairs be closed down? But there you have it. The stairs are closed. I'm suspicious. I think the stairs may be perfectly functional. The next morning, I'm hitting the streets of KL, and of course, I get lost. I find that to be a feature, not a problem. You know, those map apps are always, if you know where you're going, it will always send you the wrong way. But if you don't know where you're going, it always gets you there. And that's not true when you hit walk as your option. I wish they would put some time and effort into it. I can't tell you how many times it's really made it difficult. Google Maps. Every time. I don't know why they can't get walking right. It's so annoying. I finally make my way to one of the most vibrant sections of KL. I'm touring Chinatown in Kuala Lumpur. This is the main street, and they have just a little bit of everything. You'll be stopped 30 times per minute for purchasing purses, backpacks, sunglasses, running shorts, shoes, just about anything you can imagine, this has it. And on the darker side, it also has a lot of houses of ill repute that are guarded by rough-looking gentlemen, and you go into a very blocked-off little room from what I can see from the street, and it doesn't look like a good trade. I'm really enjoying walking down this street. It's even covered somewhat, which is nice. This is, without a doubt, Chinatown, Kuala Lumpur. The prices you get are amazing for obviously knockoff material. What starts as at 120 ringgit will go down to 75 immediately, and then you can work from there. Fortunately, or unfortunately, I don't need anything and I'm traveling light, so I'm not really in the market for anything.
All I ask you is let me be there.
This is Pedaling Street. This is the heart of Chinatown here in Kuala Lumpur, and it is packed full of stalls for anything you want. Are they Rolexes?
I have Rolex, Omega, Breitling. Which one you want?
Just sort of looking right now, but thank you. What kind of bags do you have?
What I'm looking for? Backpacks, laptop bags, ladies' purse.
Little Louis Vuitton action, Gucci. Well, I was just talking to one of the vendors here. He says rent on this street is 5,000 ringgits a month. That's about $1,200 a month for just one of these stalls. And that's not including electricity, which is another 170 to 200 ringgits, which is $50 or so. So, you know, they got to make that back. It's not just the cost of the product, they've got to make their overhead. So I ended up buying one of those fans, and I bought the fan for 25 ringgit. I had set a 20 ringgit limit, and I went to just about everyone, and no one would accept that. But a very nice man sold it to me for 25, and yeah, that's $1.20. I'm not going to be too upset over being taken for an extra $1.20. You can't get them to their very bottom. These people are so much poorer than we are in the West. So I'm just happy to help juice the economy. They have very interesting fruit.
Rambutan.
Rambutan. This is a rambutan. Okay. Wow. Oh. There's a big seed in here.
Yeah, inside.
Very seedy, but very good. Very good. These taste very much like those. I've had that before. They taste very similar. Yeah. Thank you. You're very nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
From Malaysia, very very sweet. Yeah, 1 year, 1 time, berbuah.
Thank you. I just found another whole street that I hadn't seen before, so more stuff. Pretty much the same after a while, though. They have soup. How are you?
Yeah, decent.
What kind of soup is this? Those are what?
Look inside. Look.
Oh. Oh, okay. Patagonia, North Face, Carhartt, North Face, Adidas, Patagonia, Nike. If it's a name brand, you're going to find it here. Well, at least the logo of the name brand. You probably won't find the same actual bag. Getting a whiff of the durian right now, and this one is potent. I haven't smelled it that potent before. Wow, definitely has that raw sewage kind of smell. It's so good. Tastes a little coconutty. This is the first time I've ever seen special hours, men only, to shop. It was interesting to see a supermarket in Stag, just a few hours in the afternoon. I find my way to a section of town that has many Iranian restaurants and immigrants. Watching these people work their grills was a very interesting way to spend my time. Look how modern this train is. It's just amazing. Clean as a whistle. I wish I could tell you why every city doesn't have this. Makes no sense. But we just keep building bigger roads, more parking, more pollution, and of course, bigger trucks. KL has some of the most wonderful public transportation I've ever come across. Everything is clean and easy to use. The price of this for 10 stops is 4 ringgits, which is about $1. Super reasonably priced. Yesterday, to go 6 stops was only 1.7 ringgits on a slightly different system, the MRT, I believe it's called. And here's something you're not going to believe. On the PA system, you can actually understand the people.
Stand clear. Doors closing.
Going by all the high-rises on a monorail like this, it just like a scene out of Futurama. The screens, a lot of subway systems have them. I thought in Bangkok as well, where they open an outer screen for you to enter the train with what goes on in New York, people being pushed onto the tracks. It'd be a nice safety system that alleviates any concern you would have about that. I think I am seeing the first sign of a bit of litter. This is the monorail track. You know, Disney used to tell me this was in the future. Well, it's here now. You get the token and you tap it on the entry turnstile, and when you leave, there's a slot you put the token in. You just have to make sure you don't lose the token. I don't know what happens to people, but rumor is they are still wandering here years since this has been built. One token, make sure you don't lose it. Let's try this one. And off we go. I'm at the Shin-Ki beef noodle shop, Michelin-rated.
Just a small business, never expected to get that.
And I've got 2 huge bowls of soup, noodles, fresh beef, and I am going to enjoy this. This is the one I was at yesterday. I shot a lot of video of it, but it was too long a line to eat at. Today, line less, and I'm eating. My new friend sitting next to me has told me not to mix the sauce with the noodles. And I'm trying not to, but I think I'm going to have to give in to mixing the sauce with the noodles.
Maybe the second half of it.
All of this for about $3.50. You can get it for just $3, but I got the large. You're gonna hate me. I'm adding the hot sauce.
Even better with the chili.
Better with the chili. Lather it up with the hot sauce. Very good. This place is a sensory overload. It can be an hours-long wait if you don't time it right.
Be passionate with everything, and there's no shortcut. Everything when you go shortcut, everything will be not as amazing as it is. I only can keep track of whatever in front of me, not everything.
The machine-like precision they use in getting every dish just right is a vision to behold.
Currently I'm the third generation running this business.
Third generation?
Yes.
Well, I just ate at my first Michelin-rated restaurant, Shin Ki beef noodles here in Kuala Lumpur. And I gotta tell you, I don't think they're all gonna be that good. Such a good meal. Hearty, the beef was good, the noodles were good, the sauce, and of course, the chili sauce was really good. Highly recommend this place. Chong will be there to create the dishes for you, and he is just an automatron. There you go, automatron. He is just a machine at making this. On a bus leaving Kuala Lumpur for Genting Highlands, which is a bit like a little bit of Vegas in Asia. Its main attraction is a huge resort from Resorts World. It is the largest hotel in the world. I'm not going to be staying there, not in my budget, and I am just going to see what it's like, see how tacky it can be. I don't know if you know this about me, but I hate Vegas. It also has supposedly an incredible theme park. I'm not going to do that either. I'm just going to walk around, enjoy. It's only $2.50 each way to get there in about an hour and a half. By the way, when I say not on my budget to afford the huge hotel, it's really comes down to about $70 for the hotel. It's not outrageous, but I just don't see myself staying there overnight. I can't imagine what I will do there. I just want to see the contrast between pretty conservative Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and what Vegas with tigers looks like. Not to discount Siegfried and Roy. When you first arrive in Genting Highlands, you're ushered to a very long cable car. A nice ride usually, but in my case, on the way up, it was a lot of rain. Once at the resort, you finally get a sense of how big this place is. The size of these wall monitors are absolutely amazing. Almost every surface has video, and it is bright in here, illuminating with flashing lights and changing screens. The hotel has 10,000 rooms. The shopping mall is crazy large too, with ultra luxury thrown in with amusement park rides. But that's only the indoor section. There's a whole Disney-like theme park available. It was closed the day I was there, which probably kept the crowds much lower. This, of course, is built in the traditional casino style of a maze where you can get in, but you can never get out. It's big and it is loud and it is very, very bright inside here. Flashing lights everywhere. There's a huge casino which forbids any photography inside, but I can tell you it's 2 stories and exceptionally large. They even make you take your hat off in the casino. No hat's allowed to be worn, so their cameras, yes, they're allowed to have cameras, just not you, can take pictures of you and scan for security purposes. It was an incredibly large 2-story casino, and the lowest blackjack table I could find was 100 ringlets, which is about $25, and I saw plenty of 300 ringlet tables, which is $75. It's high rollers. The good news is they only have 1 0. Now in the US, especially Vegas, they're cheating in a third 0. So just 1 0 on roulette. Chances are a little bit better here. It's still a fool's errand. But after walking almost 10 miles to see what this place had to offer, I was ready to leave. Fortunately, the trip down gave me better views after the sun came out. I'm so happy I chose not to spend a night here. One of the more interesting places you can go to at night is the area of Bukit, Bintang. Here, nightlife gets put into high gear. Streets are closed for night markets, showcasing all the wonderful food that Southeast Asia has to offer.
My heart goes sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la in the morning.
Musicians get to play for throngs of people. And one of the star attractions is the 5-way pedestrian crosswalk. It might just lead to sudden dancing. One of the more bizarre things I saw in this area was an open to public viewing ear cleaning clinic. I confess this is the first time I've ever seen such a spectacle. I did not partake. Kuala Lumpur is just simply amazing. I can only describe it as a city of the future here today. Malaysia, size-wise, is about the size of New Mexico. Its population is a couple million more than California. And Kuala Lumpur, Greater Kuala Lumpur, is approximately the size of Greater DFW. But the way this city handles the population, getting them to and fro, it's absolutely amazing. Modern transportation, fantastic infrastructure with internet. One of the more interesting things about it is how it meshes old and new. It really is the future, but you can certainly find old colonial past if that's what you want. Chinatown's fantastic, and you don't have to go far to find nature. The only cloud over Malaysia is demographics. If they can keep all their ethnic groups together, and it's a big if, I've heard from many Chinese population complaining about the vast majority of the Muslim Malay population, about 65% Malay, the rest mostly Chinese and Indian. If they can do anything to keep harmony, that is the key. Their economic growth has been phenomenal. They have a gross domestic product 1/10 the size of California, but still head and shoulders above all their Southeast Asian neighbors. They're doing great. What was once just a commodity economy where they were exporting raw goods, now it's a service and manufacturing economy. Very mature economy, seems to be doing quite well. They've had their little ups and downs, but that's to be expected of any economy. People are doing pretty well here. They're not that much lower than some Western countries, and it is a really amazing place to see. It's not the cheapest place in the world to travel to, but it's pretty safe here. You can get around. I was coming into Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur with a blank slate. I really knew very little about it. But coming here, I found everything is been really amazing, very nice. And like I said, if you can't see Kuala Lumpur as a city of the future, you need to look a little bit harder. The gross domestic product per capita was around 56,000. The United States is 80 low 80s per capita gross domestic product, 80,000. And you can have a really good life here. I'm just amazed. And at the high end, I've never seen a place with so many malls. You can't really get to any place without going through a mall. Every station seems to have a mall. Every cool destination has malls. It's mall heavy. And the truly amazing thing is it's malls that we would call extreme high end. You have your Coaches, your Yves Saint Laurents, your Rolex shops, all in the malls. Well, anyway, come to Malaysia. I think you'll like it. Kuala Lumpur has treated me well, but now it's time to continue my travels, this time by trains to Singapore. Yes, I said trains. Apparently there is no single direct rail to Singapore, so that means I have to change trains down the way. But this kind of travel is in my blood. I guess I like to be uncomfortable, to overcome. It's all like a puzzle. It's just an intriguing thing to be able to travel in a way that you hope works. And you're not sure it will, but you just certainly hope it does. I'm going to JB Central. I think I got off one stop too early, but I was told to get off here by the crew of the other train. And now I'm getting on this train, and with any luck, I'm going to be going to JB Central, which is where I'll be able to get the train going into Singapore. I make my way on the train switch. This is an older train, it's a slower train. You can just feel it. Someone left the doors open, and to a train nerd, there's nothing better. Riding a train with open doors. It doesn't get better than this. This is the source of all your palm oil. I finally made my way into Singapore. But that is a story for next time on Mildly Adventurous.